Ram, the name we are persistently asked to take, whether we feel negativity or we have ill health or we can't sleep due to bad dreams or even death. अच्छा बोलो तो राम राम, बुरा बोलो तो राम राम. अच्छा बोलो, सही बोलो, राम राम बोलो. Namaste. Welcome to KAHAANIYA by Prija Goswami, a series on Indian history and mythology. Or is it really mythology? We are busting this myth and bringing the science in. Our episodes will show you the vastness of the Indian history and mythology and its relevance in today's date, in our lives, in 2024. आखिर हमारे सारे अच्छे दिनों में राम राम पुकारने के लिए हमारी दादियों ने क्यों सिखाए? According to Valmiki Ramayana, King Dasharat and his first wife and queen Kaushalya gave birth to their firstborn, their son Ram. Ram was born in a palace near the Sarayu river in a place called as Ayodhya, the capital of Kingdom of Kosala, present state of Uttar Pradesh. Many saints say Ram had a very unrestful journey throughout his lifetime. Starting from his childhood, Ram was not the favorite child. He faced injustices in courts amongst the nobles who preferred Kaikeyi's and Dasharath's son Bharat over Ram. In simple language, he was dethroned from his own seat at his office one day before his coronation. He was sent to exile, leaving behind his home, his palace, his own bedroom, his office, his friends, cousins, family, mother, father, all because his stepmother did not want him there. Ram quietly accepts his exile. He could not even see his father's face for the last time before the burning pyre because he learned of his death in the middle of a forest. Now, only thing that gave comfort to Ram at that time was his wife, the love of his life, Sita. And we know what happens next. Sita is snatched away by a power so mighty that 10 times the size of Ayodhya could not defeat him, let alone Ram and Lakshman, kingdomless mercilessly in the Dandak forest. Much after that, now Ram sees some light, some hope. He enters back to Ayodhya, happy with his wife and brother. And so what happens next? The people of Ayodhya and Kosala do not accept his wife. They do not accept the love of his life. Much later, when he goes back to Sita, begs and cries to bring her back home, it is already too late. He has lost Sita forever. So from here we know all of Ram's life, he had faced injustices, despair and incompleteness to the things he really had the right to. Ram as a son, his father Dasharath could not stop him from going to exile because Dasharath had already given his word to his third wife and also a queen Kaikeyi. As a brother, Bharat or Shatrughan could not stop him from going to exile either, and Lakshman had to go with him. As a king to be, the courts and the nobles failed him from giving him justice. As a stepson, he was betrayed by his stepmother. As a husband, he had to fight forces that only a fool can think that they can win. As a lover, the people of Kosala, his dear kingdom, did not accept her. And as a father, he was not there during the birth of his two sons and missed their entire childhood. What greater misery can a man really have? In all roles, he's got nothing but tragedy. They say life is unfair, and Rama's story is a supreme anecdote of this phrase. So coming back to हमारे दादियों ने हमें राम राम बोलना क्यों सिखाया? क्योंकि राम जी को कितने भी धोखा क्यों ना मिले, हालातों ने उनको कितने भी दर्द या पीड़ा क्यों ना दिए, राम कभी क्रोधित नहीं हुए। राम एक ऐसा मिसाल बन गए that if anybody says I'm sad or depressed because life is unfair to me, वो राम के पद में चले। राम के जितने injustices शायद ही किसी ने जिए हैं और राम के जितने धैर्य शायद ही किसी ने दिखाए हैं। It was very easy for Ram to have done something instead, such as instead of walking towards the south, gaining an army, crossing a sea by foot, getting his wife back, or even being in exile for 14 years, he could have settled for something easier. राम जी भी ये सारी चीज़ें एस्केप कर सकते थे, बट उन्होंने धैर्य से अपना जीत हासिल किया और डरे नहीं. It is an absolute example of life in full circle, and that karma comes to all. And आज तक हम 2024 में भी राम राम ही गूंज रहे हैं. तो इससे हमने क्या सीखा? हाँ है, ये दुनिया में नाइंसाफियाँ होते हैं, पर फिर भी हम कामयाबी और खुशियाँ सारे हासिल कर सकते हैं. अच्छा, when we speak of Ram and Ramayana, we cannot not mention Hanuman. Hanuman ji is a loyal friend and a devoted servant of Lord Ram. क्या आपको पता है? Archaeologists, writers, authors have pulled amazing research and assumptions from Manusmriti and Bhagavad Gita that shed some light on our Vedic scripts, the science behind the myth. योग सहस्र जोजन पर भानु, लियो लियो ताही मधुर फल जानो. An excerpt from the Hanuman Chalisa. According to the calculations presented in the Hanuman Chalisa, that gives us about 153.6 million kilometers. The distance to the closest proximity from the earth to the sun. How did our ancestors know the proximity so close from the earth to the sun without even having modern gadgets? To know the distance from the earth to the sun, they obviously had to know the shape of the earth, the shape of the sun, the solar system, concepts of gravity and time relativity. I bet the West took way longer than Bharat did. India, sone ki chiriya, because Bharat was embedded in knowledge so profound that when the foreign invaders, such as the Mongols, the Islamic invaders, or even British came in, burnt our Shastras first and then took our gold. So if we were so backward, why were our books taken first and not our money? Coming back to the Ramayana, an anecdote that not many pay heed to is that how did Ram actually win against the mightier Ravana? You think Ravana was only a rich man? No. Ravana was a poet. He used to draw exquisite paintings. He used to play the veena that Saraswati herself gave blessings to. But he was also a shrewd businessman, a ruthless ruler of his kingdom, and someone who did crazy tapasya on spiritual level that gained him the Ashtra, Sastra and Yoga. You know, they say that even Shiva had to hide under water for 7 to 8 years when Shanideva was not supportive of him. And yet Ravan was only a devotee of Shiva and not Shiva himself. But they also say that Ravan could capture Shanideva, the Lord of Justice, where Ravan could not be defeated by karma at all. So how did Ravana got defeated? Ramayana is that mirror of ancient Indian history that depicts the role of Devi. तो कुछ ऐसा हुआ कि राम भी शिव के भक्त और रावण भी शिव के भक्त. But because of Ram's sadhana for Devi, his love for his wife Sita, and उनका जो सम्मान था औरतों के लिए ही जो राम को जिताए थे by the part of Devi's role. Shiv himself said, I am half Shakti, half Shiv. The ultimate feminist, the Ardhanarishwari. So despite of the fact that Ravan was way mightier than Ram and he was way more knowledgeable on Ashtra, Shastra and Yoga than Ram himself, he lost his battle. यहाँ पे रावण की हार नहीं, रावण की सोच की हार हुई. वाल्मीकि रामायण के इतिहास में हम राम और रावण को गलत या सही नहीं कह रहे हैं. What we are doing is we are drawing experiences from their karma and learning to deal with our monsters on today's day. तो कुछ ऐसा है हमारे भारत के संस्कृति. इस नए दौर में चलिए वापस से जाने भारत के इतिहास एक नए दृष्टि से और एक नए सोच से. तो हम ऐसे और कहीं सारी कहानियाँ ला रहे हैं इन कहानियाँ with Prija Goswami. Until then, thanks for watching. Adab, Namaste, Jai Hind.